you can actually, not by mistake, but get your reputation totally destroyed without any effort. And it's judgment, the critical judgment of others, you will find, usually comes from where you least expect it. A simple misunderstanding can in moments destroy a hard-earned reputation and send a life in a new and unexpected direction. This is not the stuff of fiction. I have seen it happen on more than one occasion. Whilst you may view and judge the action of others, don't forget to judge your own, as others invariably will. In 1977, it was as part of my workload as a senior lecturer in marketing at what was then the University of North London, is now the London Metropolitan University, to set the exams for the final year students. In one of my classes was a girl to whom nature had blessed with looks, but somewhat overlooked academically. Her name was Mary, and in my classes she always sat on the front row, spending most of her time being outrageously attractive to her fellow students. She would clearly follow every word I said, although I was not optimistic as to the outcome. The reason I mention Mary is the result of her finals. When marking papers of a large number of students, to be fair and to make it easier to sort out the students, you take each question and mark all the students answering that question. And then you plough through the next one and the next in the same way. So you have no idea. It's only when you finish that you know who's passed and failed. Because then you get the accurate totals of answers of all the questions. Did I have a clue passed and fails? This was the great fun. When you finished and you totaled up everything, of being able to see the level of each student in my particular subject. These varied from brilliant to disastrous. Only that year, to my surprise, Mary passed. As a result, I now remarked her paper 3 times, in different ways, with different criteria. I compared the papers both just below and above her marks. There was no doubt she had passed. A month later, all the 28 lecturers were assembled by the head of department, and we then went through the results of all the students, with comments of support where lecturers felt students had just failed for particular reasons, or even pleas for a review where the distinction was just missed by a whisker. And could any subject get a little help to make the difference? When we came to Mary, it was a great embarrassment. The only paper Mary had passed was mine. All my fellow 28 lecturers looked at me. As it was obvious, she had made an impression on them. I now found myself under critical scrutiny. It was seemingly impossible to pass only one subject. With her marks in all the other papers' failures, I was asked publicly in front of all the other lecturers whether I would stand by my marks. My embarrassment and confusion did not help to make people feel somehow this was a fix. The proof of my aid to students was that no other subject showed such a result. And was I inferring that the other lecturers were in some way failing to deliver their subjects as teachers? The question did not go away easily. Inferences that somehow the student had seen the paper before the exams, or I had been soft in marking. My reputation as a fair and reasonable teacher was seen as in doubt. Never mind how innocent I was. There was even the remark that I had been seen to take her in lifts in my car. It took some time before my reputation was restored. Sometimes even the most innocent can be accused with evidence, which obviously shows the guilt of involvement. I was formally warned to be more careful in future. Me! How dare such a thing happen? But I was guilty on the evidence. So be careful. You might get blamed for something that you didn't do, and there's no way out.